Good morning, friends. Today is the concluding part of our discussion on question tags. In the previous two classes, we discussed about the rules of question tags, and in this class also we are going to discuss on the rules of question tags. The rule number 8: statements with no, none, no one, nothing, hardly, barely, scarcely, seldom, nowhere convey negative idea. That means these words convey negative idea, and thus the statement or the sentence becomes a negative one. So they take positive question tags with them. In the first two rules, what we have learned, that in case of affirmative sentence, the question tag will be negative, and if the sentence is a negative one, the question tag will be a positive one. Clear? So from this rule we have taken this, that means the statements with no, none, no one, nothing, hardly, barely, scarcely, seldom, nowhere convey negative ideas, so they take positive question tags with them. Look at the examples. No book is allowed. No book is allowed. Is it? Question tag is positive. None could tell the address. Could they? None could tell the address. Could they? You met no one there. Did you? Nothing was said. Was it? He hardly smokes. Does he? She scarcely speaks with him. Does she? You seldom come here. Do you? He goes nowhere nowadays. Does he? So all the sentences, that means the 8 sentences are there, all convey negative idea, and that's why their question tags are in positive. Got it, friends? Now move to the next rule. When anybody, anyone, no one, nobody, none, neither are used as subjects, the question tag, beg your pardon, the subject of question tag is normally they. That means if the subjects of the main clause, are from these words, anybody, anyone, no one, nobody, none, neither, then the subject of question tag is normally they. Look at the examples. Anybody can cross the river. Can't they? Anyone could have done it. Couldn't they? No one would object. Would they? None came to his help. Did they? Neither of them complained. Did they? Nobody has ever said this. Have they? So in all the 6 sentences, the question tags, I beg your pardon, the subject of the question tags are they. Okay, so when anybody, anyone, no one, nobody, none, neither are used as subjects of the main clause, the subject of question tag is normally they. Now move to the next point. When, let, that means now we will know about the use of let. When let means a suggestion, when let means a suggestion, the question tag begins with shall. When let means a suggestion, the question tag begins with shall. Look at the examples. Let's go there. Shall we? Let us finish the job now. Shall we? Now look at the subject of the question tags. In both the cases, we. Why? Because when you say let's go there or let us go there, that means you are among the first persons. You are among the first persons. That means here you and maybe 2, 3, 4, whatever it may be, you are telling or you are suggesting your group by using let, and that's why the subject here is first person plural number, and that's why the subject of question tag here is we. Let's go there. Shall we? Let us finish the job now. Shall we? Now why shall? Because shall is used in first person, either in singular number or in plural number. Move to the next point. When let expresses permission, the question tag begins with will. When let expresses permission, the question tag begins with will. Now what is the difference here? Where lies the difference? Let as a suggestion and let as a permission. Look at the examples, it will be clear. Let them play here. Let them play here. That means you are telling the second person to permit some boys or maybe girls to play here. That's why look at the subject of the question tag is you. Let them play here. Will you? Let her come in. Will you? That means you are telling the second person or you are giving permission. You are giving permission, and that's why here the tag begins with will, because will is used in the case of second person, third person, either in singular or in plural. But look at the sentence here. He will let her go home tomorrow. He will let her go home tomorrow. Now this sentence is an assertive one. The examples that we have just gone through are imperative sentences. And this sentence, he will let her go home tomorrow, is an assertive sentence, and the question tag is different. Won't he? He will let her go home tomorrow. Won't he? This is different. Clear? Come to the next point. If the main clause begins with an introductory there, if the main clause begins with an introductory there, the subject of the question tag is there. If the main clause begins with an introductory there, the subject of the question tag is there. Now at the end of this episode, I shall discuss about the introductory there. Now look at the examples. There is some milk in the pot. There is some milk in the pot. There in this sentence is an introductory one, not an adverb. There is some milk in the pot. Isn't there? Isn't there is the question tag. The subject of the question tag is there. There are 4 girls in the class, aren't there? There is no doctor here, is there? There is no there is some milk in the pot, isn't there? There are 4 girls in the class, aren't there? There is no doctor here, is there? The next point, used as a subject in the statement, this or that becomes it, and these or those becomes they in the question tag. What does it mean? It means that if the subject of the statement is this or that, then the subject of question tag will be it, and if the subject of the statement is either these or that, the subject of the question tag will be they. Examples: this is a big house, isn't it? That is a big house, isn't it? These are toys, aren't they? Those are toys, aren't they? Now, here is a note on introductory there. The adverb there is used in the beginning of a sentence immediately before verb to be when the noun subject is an uncertain person or a thing. When the noun subject is an uncertain person or a thing, here there is not an actual subject but introduces the subject of the sentence that follows the verb. Look at the sentence written below. There are 2 girls in the room. Now in this sentence, 2 girls is the subject and it comes immediately after are, the verb. Clear? Here there is not an actual subject but introduces the subject of the sentence that follows the verb. There is actually an adverb of place. There is actually an adverb of place, but the introductory there has no adverbial sense. It is merely used to introduce the sentence. Why you use introductory there? When the noun subject is an uncertain person or a thing, and in that case we use there to introduce a sentence. Clear? So this is what about question tags. I think you have understood the question tags. Now friends, if you have any confusions, you are free to ask me either over telephone or you can text me. I am here to make every confusion clear. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and thank you.